Today I'd like to theorize about where exactly Ahsoka was during the original trilogy, and what exactly was she doing. In the past I've had many theories about this, and I thought it was time for an update. Until recently, the best hint of what exactly happened to Ahsoka during the original trilogy was the Rebels epilogue. There we see her with what looks like a powerful staff, so obviously at some point during this time she was doing some research and tracking down Jedi artifacts. But a more recent hint has come in The Mandalorian Season 2 and Chapter 13. This is where we see Ahsoka Tano tracking down Grand Admiral Thrawn. So clearly this is something else that she was doing during the Galactic Civil War. But those updates aside, I believe Ahsoka's story will always and has always connected to the Children of the Force. The first example of this can be seen in the Children of the Force, an episode of the second season of the Clone Wars. This is an episode where Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker uncover a plot to experiment on young Force-sensitive children, and of course we come to understand that it's Darth Sidious, or Chancellor Palpatine, that is actually behind these experiments on these Force-sensitive children. But that's not all. During the Ahsoka novel, we find out what happened to Ahsoka after the Clone Wars ended, and how she became a rebel informant fulcrum. And once again, Ahsoka has a role in protecting a young Force-sensitive girl that is being hunted by the Inquisitors. It's already pretty convincing that Ahsoka's character is tied to the Children of the Force, but add to this the 10th episode of Star Wars Rebels Season 2, which is named The Future of the Force, in which Ahsoka and the Ghost Crew discover the Empire's Inquisitors are targeting select Force-sensitive babies for abduction. No doubt once again for experimenting on these poor children. And then if we take a moment to fast forward after the original trilogy, 5 years after, in fact, during the second season of The Mandalorian, we once again see Ahsoka coming into contact with a child of the Force, aka Grogu. And even though Darth Sidious is no more, poor little Grogu, like many of these other children that Ahsoka has been helping, he is being targeted by the Imperial Remnant, and he and his blood have been experimented on, and ultimately Ahsoka points Din Djarin in the right direction, connecting little Grogu with Luke Skywalker himself. So at this point, I think it's pretty clear that the will of the Force is at work in Ahsoka, and that the Cosmic Force is constantly nudging her into position to make sure that she is supporting the Children of the Force. And of course the fact that Ahsoka before the original trilogy and after the original trilogy, well, she's been tied to the Children of the Force, that certainly suggests to me that during the original trilogy, the Children of the Force were no doubt part of her story too. But then the question of course becomes, how exactly are these Children of the Force part of Ahsoka Tano's story during this time? Well, in the episode Future of the Force, she intercepts transmissions to the Inquisitors, allowing her to track down and save some of these special children. But as far as we know, the Inquisitors were completely killed off by the time of the original trilogy. That said, I believe the Topps trading cards that Dave Filoni created give us the hint that we're looking for here. The last card in the sequence shows us that Ahsoka is entering a portal very similar to the one that Ezra entered in Season 4 of Star Wars Rebels and took him to the mind-blowing world between worlds. So I believe on Malachor, Ahsoka enters the world between worlds, guided by her spirit animal, the Convri known as Morai, and once there, I believe the Cosmic Force would choose to reveal to her any injustices happening to the Children of the Force. And one such example could be how Palpatine was using these Children of the Force to help him see the future and predict what would happen. This was actually mentioned by Dave Filoni himself in a Rebels Recon episode. And we could see Ahsoka decide then and there that this will be her mission. She must save these children. I mean, this is the same character who said in the Clone Wars Season 7, "In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them no matter what." And yes, no doubt some of you are saying that she should be searching for Ezra. After all, Ezra is someone that needs her help. He's probably lost in the unknown regions and maybe even imprisoned by Thrawn. But at the end of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, we see that Ezra has become a selfless Jedi, and I believe Ahsoka knows that he would no doubt prefer that she track down these Children of the Force and protect them from the evil Darth Sidious. And going back to the Children of the Force episode in the Clone Wars, Palpatine actually tells us his goal is to create an army of Sith spies to overwhelm the
the Jedi. And this never happens. It would have taken many years for these children to grow into adults and warriors, so that Sith army may never have been created until the Galactic Civil War. And maybe Ahsoka had something to do with preventing that from happening. We do also see hints of some sort of army like this in the Vader comics, so again it seems very plausible that Ahsoka could have been a very quiet thorn in the side of Palpatine as he was trying to ensure his domination of the known galaxy. But whether you think Ahsoka was tracking down and helping children of the Force during the original trilogy, there is without a doubt that her story does lie with the children of the Force, and it certainly would be cool to see that wrapped up somehow in the Ahsoka series, or the connected universe that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are creating on Disney+. But hey, Star Wars fans, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.